Hey there trainers, you're with PewterCityJim, and today we're going to look at a couple of Fakemon I've made for various things. Wow, that wasn't vague at all, huh? To be a little more specific, I have 2 prompt-based mons and a contest entry. Hey, if you're new here, welcome! On this channel, we do a lot of Let's Play stuff, 4 videos a week. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth is the current game we're playing, but the next Scarlet and Violet DLC is literally right around the corner, so we'll be jumping into that on day 1. We also do fan games on Fridays as a way to ring in the weekend. Right now, we're playing through Pokemon Anil, which is pretty much the best way I've ever played a game set in Kanto. I love it. You should check it out. We also do a lot of Fakemon stuff around here. Our ongoing Sola series is a Fakemon region set in Southern California and some of the surrounding areas. Bootleg Boutique, meanwhile, is where I take some weird bootleg Pokemon merch items and turn them into Fakemon in their own right before creating some brand new art for them. If any of that sounds like fun to you, awesome. I'd love it if you were to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. That stuff really helps me out, and it's always super appreciated. Remember, trainer, you are welcome here. Now, with all that out of the way, on to the Mons. These first 2 are from prompt challenges I entered via Curious Chaos's Discord server. Link to Curious Chaos in the description, of course. If you're not familiar with his work, I cannot recommend it enough. Absolutely top-tier quality in both design and video production. Plus, Crimson himself is easily one of the nicest creators that you're ever gonna meet. The dude is just awesome. The server itself is really chill, ridiculously supportive, and just a great place full of awesome people. As I mentioned, it does prompt challenges for you to enjoy and stretch those art muscles a bit. So, the first prompt I did here was the idea of a Tinkaton if it were to use other Pokemon parts to craft weapons and such rather than just Corviknight. Those massive hammers that Tinkaton uses are crafted from the metal parts they managed to wrench free from their flying prey. I thought on it a little before settling on parts from Haxorus. I wanted this critter to feel orcish. Tinkaton as a violent little fairy is super cute, but I wanted to lean into a fantasy race that's a bit more forward-facing with the bloodlust and rage. Haxorus is already based on an axe, so I took that form and functionality and just kinda ran with it. Add on some huge dragon armor pauldrons with claws and spikes punched through for additional offense and defense, and that orc look is pretty much perfect. I stuck with the pink skin, but I figured we could go with different hair to better match the palette of the axe and armor. Also, those giant hands are now blackened as well. I finished the design off by taking Tinkaton's already kind of menacing teeth and turning them into big underbite fangs, a little reminiscent of Granbull. And maybe these Tinkaton also run with packs of Granbull in their efforts to hunt down Haxorus. And here we have Tinkaton. Haxorus, axe for us, type fairy and dragon. Because of its type advantage, this version of Tinkaton has hunted Haxorus almost to extinction in its home region. It will chase its quarry through the mountains, sometimes for days, until it can get its hands on that dragon. It uses every part of its prey. Next up, we had a fun prompt that was to take a pre-existing Pokemon, flip the name around, and design a Pokemon based on the resulting word. So for example, Gengar becomes Ragnag, Aipom becomes Mapia, and Slugma becomes Amgulls. The one I went with was Goldeen. It becomes Needlog, pretty literal and goofy, and as I was sitting there reading names backwards, this was just the one that made me laugh the hardest. My thought process here was a little lumberjack beaver. Because the name is super literal and blunt, I decided to go the same route with the design. The claws of this Fakemon are just literal axe hands, and he has a chainsaw tail. I have a lot of axes in these designs, don't I? The fur is meant to resemble a fur-lined jacket of the sort you could see a lumberjack wearing. I almost made it plaid, though I thought that was a little too on the nose. He's got big wide eyes with a little tear pouring out of one of them. See, it needs logs. It needs the safety and security of a nest not to feel anxious and afraid, and so it has this need to cut down trees and make said nest need log. The little lumberjack Pokemon. Type normal steel. This diminutive Pokemon deals with severe anxiety in open spaces. As such, it has an intense drive to build dam-like nests out of logs. Once safely ensconced within its protective wooden fortress, it can finally relax. Okay, this next design was my entry into Pragmagic's 300k celebration contest. Upon hitting that massive milestone, he decided to do a legendary bird of every type challenge. He had the names and the typings picked out, and it was up to us entrants to design a legendary bird based on those parameters. I wanted to tackle 3, but I only wound up doing 1 due to time constraints. Also, birds are actually just really hard for me to draw. Still, I love nothing more than a challenge. Misty helped me iron out the proportions too, as she is a much better bird artist than me. The creature I wanted to base this bird off of is the kakapo. It's a pretty notable bird. First of all, it's won several New Zealand Bird of the Year contests. These contests are open to international voters as well, and they are there to promote New Zealand's endemic wildlife around the world. Raise awareness, you know. As an expat Kiwi myself, I love to see it. But the kakapo, big chonker bright green baby that it is won so many times that it's been hit with the old ban hammer and it's no longer allowed to compete. The kakapo itself is the world's heaviest parrot, and it's the only parrot that can't fly, and it's also super critically endangered. I love them, and I figured they make a perfect legendary bird. Grisinko is the name picked out for this species by Pragmagic for the grass-type legend, and because kakapo's plumage specifically lets it blend in with mosses and ferns, that seemed absolutely perfect. I incorporated some spiral elements as well, because New Zealand's silver ferns are iconic for the spiral shape of their new fronds. In Maori, the shape is called koru, and it's a symbol of peace, new life, and new growth. Likewise, this Pokemon is a protector of deep, foggy forests, and wherever it goes, new life springs up. Here we have Grisinko, the mossy Pokemon. Type, grass flying. Grisinko guards deep, mossy forests. It flies very seldomly. As it walks, its footprints fill with germinating seedlings. Short and sweet Pokédex entry. Unfortunately, unlike the real-life kakapo, my version of Grisinko isn't an unstoppable winning machine, banned from competitive play for being too OP. Still, it did get a really nice shout-out / runner-up mention in the final video, and that in and of itself was really great. Thank you so much to Pragmagic for giving my fuzzy little guy some screen time. And that's all I got for you this time, trainers. A shorter video, but hopefully you enjoyed it anyway. Thanks so much for watching. I'm looking forward to catching you in the next one. But till then, take care. Bye.